And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Friday, November 3rd. I am Josh Engleman here to break down a 7-game in-season tournament slate. First one of these bad boys. Should be a good one. Honestly, I'm going to guess today is like a hair better than a normal regular season day. So 7 games. I think we're going to have a blast. It's going to be fun. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. What's good, everybody? Good to see everybody here. Closing out the work week. Strong, too. Strong. Nothing good yesterday. I loved my exposures at lock. Shout out Jordan Hawkins. Did not love my post-lock ROIs all that much, though. I think I need to pay a little bit closer attention on shorter slates. The 3-gamer and the 4-gamer were definitely not my best. The bigger slates were definitely better for me. So I'm interested to see. It's something I'm going to dig into over the weekend. So we'll see where we end up there. Good morning to everybody that's in chat. Good morning to everybody that gave me a good morning. That's for sure. Hit my prize picks card by a mile. Jordan Clarkson and Zach Collins both got a points plus rebounds prop with points alone, I believe. What else do we got going on? Hell of a day out of Wemby. Welcome back, Devin Booker, too. I had enough Booker. I didn't have Wemby, but no one really did. So much of what I had 97 or 98% Hawkins yesterday, so that went about as bad as that could have gone. So that hurt me. I was pretty much dead from that right out of the gate. If I didn't have him, it could have been interesting, but that submarined me real quick. I don't think I have anything else interesting to ruminate on right now. I'm not feeling great. I got off of the deeper dive last night not feeling the best. So I immediately went and got one of the more electrolyte heavy drinks. I got some chicken noodle soup. I took an emergency. I got a full night, not a full night's sleep, but a comfortable night's sleep, uninterrupted. So I feel a little bit better, but I can feel myself dragging a bit. So I'm happy today's Friday and that I can sleep in tomorrow and not worry about it. But I'm definitely feeling the end of this week. But that doesn't mean we stop. I'm still here for this Contenders Prize Picks video on the Odd Shopper channel, strategy show, deeper dive. You're getting the full Megillah out of me here. So I'll be good. Casey, I appreciate that. I'm going to be fine. The illness wants nothing to do with me. It's not going to want to hang around. All right. I say we get into it. One, I don't want to say that I want a sip of my coffee. I definitely want this coffee less than I normally do, which is the first sign that I'm not feeling great. But 2, I was out of creamer this morning, so I had to use something a little bit different, and it's certainly possible that this does not taste as good as I want it to. But when I don't feel great, I normally don't want coffee, and that's the feeling I have right now. So that's what's leading me to it. But we'll get through it all by talking NBA. 7 games. Let's do this. I've got my coffee. It's still here. Whatever you guys have to close out the work week, coffee, tea, water, beer, emergency, a joint, some breakfast foods. Oh, I got to pause here. So I know we've talked a little bit about Taco Bell breakfast, but the moment I just said food, immediately my brain was like, you should get a sausage McMuffin from McDonald's today. I'm not going to do that, but I really want that. I'm going to have my coffee instead. If you're here, join me in this one. Rise and grind, everybody. Cheers. All right, that's fine. It's not the best. Ooh, Larry, that's a good idea too. I can get the Chick-fil-A before I can get to McDonald's. Also, Jackoff says, good morning. Lots of nasty sinus infections going around right now. That would require me to leave the home, man. I'm stuck in this house 24/7 talking basketball for you guys. To be fair, I don't love the biscuit as much as I love the English muffin. I don't know if that's a popular opinion or not. It's definitely the minority opinion in the South. Okay. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna change this. We'll hop over. We'll evaluate yesterday. So this is the post-lock ROI numbers for yesterday's slate. Stokastic here. Our other source here. Averages, whether or not everybody was in positive for both, and then a normalized number to account for different ranges for each site. I wasn't as good as I would have liked to be. I was a positive 13 on Stokastic, negative 3 on our other source. So this is my first non-positive on both slate. I was basically neutral. I don't feel too bad when I see the other names that were around me, but it's Oxenduck, Brick, McLovin. So these are all basically the same number, and everything's a lot flatter on these smaller slates. Like basically, if I grab everybody here to everybody here, they're all within 0.1 standard deviations of each other. It's just not that different. So anything in that range is fine. Tom pops up here, but shout out to the Colts. Shout out to Eddie. These guys still got to the top, doubled up in yeses, even across both sites, positive on the other sources in a big, big way. But I was a little bit lower than I would have liked. And I think it has something to do with the size of the slate. I think that I'm naturally quite a bit better on bigger slates, and I need to figure out what the leak I have is on a smaller slate. And then if we want to just take one other look at, I'm just going to look at everybody that's played at least 2 main slates this week. So you had to hit 2 of the 4 at a minimum. That's what this looks like. And that is putting this list in order. We've had 103 people play at least 2 full max slates. 103. Currently, I'm sitting 40th in post-lock ROI. I'm pretty happy with that. I can't be too mad about that at all. But like I said, you're seeing Eddie here, 11th. Steve is 15th. Tom should be up here somewhere too. Yeah, Tom's sitting here at 33rd. Greg's up there as well. I'm very happy with what's going on at Stokastic and what you're getting from the tools on the back end and, just from us on the front end. I have a little bit less to do with the tools, obviously. And you guys aren't seeing Steve all that frequently, or Tom, and I don't think you guys have ever seen Eddie. But, these are the guys putting together the work on the tools on the back end. So whether you're getting the relayed message or not, one thing cannot be denied. Across 2 separate sources, things are looking really good at Stokastic. So, Larry, Eddie is our CTO. So he handled all of the tech on the back end. That's been built out by a gigantic team now. But when we first started it, Eddie handled basically anything related to the website, getting the models loaded in, all of the, a lot of the organization of the data on the back end. That was all basically solely Eddie, and to a lesser degree Alex, for a while at the beginning. He's the man. Love Eddie. Very, very happy that I got to meet him when we went to Chicago last year. Because we spent that first year when it was just basically me, Spags, Jake, Alex, Tom, and Eddie. I'm probably missing a name in my mind right now. But in terms of doing a lot of stuff on the back end, we were just in it. From payment refunds and support, website issues, projections, everything. It was just all hands on deck. So Eddie and I spent a lot of time talking back in the day. Miss that man. Don't talk to him nearly as much as I would like to. But now, we're going to talk a little bit of basketball. You guys ready to get into the slate? Good, because I am too. Cleveland Cavaliers, 3-point favorites in Indiana. 225 total. Again, reminder, this is an in-season tournament day. The good news is none of these teams are on a back-to-back. And I think we're going to get like a real day here. If people can go, they're going to go. But for now, let's break it all down. So for Cleveland, Jared Allen questionable, Darius Garland questionable, Ty Jerome is out. Seems to me like we need to project this entire team to be at full strength for today. So let's go ahead and do that. I got to get my minutes table up. Let me open up that window for myself. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so back to Cleveland. In the opener, Darius Garland played 32 minutes. I think 34 for Garland is what we would expect in this one. Then we want to go to Donovan Mitchell, get him in for 35. We're going to get Mobley in for 34, and then we're going to get Jared Allen in. I'm going to say 30 for Allen. I mean, we're talking about somebody that hasn't played yet. He probably wants a little bit of a ramp up. Having 30 of Jared Allen's probably just going to feel a little bit better, too. Who do we... So, Strus as the third starter, I'm guessing? We get him in for 33. Now we can start, like, rounding out this rotation. So... the real question becomes, do we think... Now, I guess we don't. Do we think they run a center other than Allen and Mobley? Like, does Damian Jones or Tristan Thompson get a rotation? Not that I think it matters all that much. It probably doesn't. So let's ignore it. Start. Let's get George Niang in for, I think, 20 minutes. Maybe 18. Seems like Isaac Okoro is going to play a decent chunk of time, but probably off the bench. Definitely live to, like, usurp somebody, depending on the way the game is going. That's for sure. We still got to get LeVert out there. Probably going to play, what, like 26, 28 minutes? I don't have too much playing time. I'm guessing they're going 9-man rotation. I don't know if they're going to go to Dean Wade. I don't think they were very happy with these past 2 games. We know we need to get Okoro in for... That's 8 dudes right there. That's not feasible. That's not feasible at all. They got to go to 9. Where do the minutes come from? I think they have to come from Strus. Do Strus and Okoro and Niang all... Well, I don't think I could go that big to Strus. Does Strus have a points prop today? He does. It's at 11.5. Okay, so the implication of where I have him right now is there. Mobley is at 15.5. Okay. And then Mitchell's at 32.5. Okay. I want to put this out there right now. If you look at those props, 32.5 points for Donovan Mitchell is out there right now. Then you have to assume that Darius Garland isn't playing. I don't think you can get to Donovan Mitchell 32.5 in this spot without thinking that Garland plays. All right. I don't really know what to do with this Cleveland team. This is tricky. I was trying to look a little bit into like rotations and stuff to see if I could figure out what's jumping off. I need to give someone more minutes. I just don't know where they come from. I really, really don't. I'm going to bring Strus down because I think I have to. I'm going to bring Okoro down because I think I have to. I'm going to bring Mobley down because I think I have to. And then I'm going to give 10 minutes to Dean Wade. 11 minutes to Dean Wade. I don't like this. I really don't. And I'm going to be under projecting Donovan Mitchell in a big way. But if I have, I just can't. There's no way he's going to be projected for 32 real points if Garland is in. Just out of curiosity. Including last year. In games where Garland and Mitchell both played. Let's take a look at this. I don't like getting off to a start where like I don't feel like I have the right rates in. Which is kind of annoying. All right. So, they played a shit ton of minutes together, obviously, last year. That should be no surprise. 1,755 points in 65 games. Yeah, he averaged 27 a game when they played together. 31% usage. So yeah, look, if you want to assume, like if you want to bet on Garland playing today, go bet on the under for Donovan Mitchell because that line is just going to come down. There's no justification for 32.5 points without assuming Garland isn't playing. I can't take him out because it's the 7 o'clock game. Like, we're going to have this information, but just right away, looking at the props, it becomes a very tough sell. All right, so I'm going to leave these rates alone right now and just we're going to go kind of raw for this one. Now we'll go to Indiana. Now this one's not going to be very helpful at all. This is a game where, luckily, this is one of the 7 o'clock start. Tyrese Halliburton questionable, Jalen Smith questionable. That's obviously incredibly important. We're going to put Halliburton back in. So we're not going to have any crazy value popping up. I think we go 33 minutes to Halliburton. We go... Miles Turner's minutes have been pretty odd to start this season. I'll go 28. And then the rest of these guys, it's just like a mush of everybody playing 20-something minutes. It's honestly kind of irritating. Last game they played at full strength was the 30th. That was a 7-point loss to Chicago. So we got to get Bruce Brown in for 32, I think. We get Benedict Mathurin in for 27. We got Obi Toppin in for his standard issue 24, I guess. 23, something like that. Let's get Jalen Smith in at backup center. Who are they playing at center when Jalen Smith and Turner aren't on? Oh, that was a full split. Okay. I'm going to go 29 to Turner, 19 to Jalen Smith, 17 to Jalen Smith. We'll entertain the possibility of 2 minutes to Obi Toppin, but I doubt that. But it does open things up a little bit more. Okay, so we got all the starters in. Then we need to get to Neesmith, who has been all over the map with minutes. I think something like 24 is probably the right answer here. Nemhard at 21. We want to go Buddy Hield like 21. And then that leaves me 13, which I will give to TJ McConnell. Not going to make any rate changes here because of all those Q tags. So we can evaluate the game at least. So on the Pacers side, $5,400 Bruce Brown, I think, is a pretty nice value for point guard, small forward. He'll probably be the easiest dude to roster from Indy. Miles Turner, 6,900, not exciting, but add him to the list of centers. 1.28 fantasy points per minute for Turner so far this season. That's not that bad. But no real priorities. We're going to need Halliburton to be out to really open anything up, but I don't even think that will make a huge change. People will probably incorrectly play TJ McConnell again. On the Cleveland side, yeah, like $7,600 Garland looks pretty good if he's playing. Traditionally a 1.1 to 1.15 guy. I got him at 1.13. It's pretty much where I have Mitchell for his regular rates, 1.25. Jared Allen for 6K will stand out, especially at even at 38 or even at 30 minutes. There's basically no chance you're playing a $6,200 Strus if everybody's in. There's basically no chance you're playing a $6,700 Levert if everybody's in. Mobley's all right, but not really worth it. I think the two guys you're looking to if Cleveland's at full strength are Garland and Allen, the two guys that are coming back. But that's a tricky game. We're going to need that news. Luckily, that game is the 7 o'clock tip-off, so we will know that one super early. New York Knicks at the Milwaukee Bucks. Knicks are 6.5-point dogs, 227 total. Now, for New York, I'm guessing we're at full strength for this game with a Q tag on RJ Barrett. Knicks questionable RJ Barrett. Milwaukee Bucks questionable Andre Jackson. So we just got to get RJ Barrett back in. This one's not too bad. Projecting a Knicks rotation is pretty easy. So handling this one won't be all that difficult. We're going to go ahead and get Jalen Brunson in for 34 minutes. We're going to get Quentin Grimes in for 26, 24. Assuming Barrett plays, I think 32 or 33 is probably the right answer. We go to Julius Randle. I think putting him in for 34 seems about right. I might actually have to go up to 35 on Brunson, but we'll cross that bridge in a second. And then I'm going to go 28 to Mitchell Robinson with another 20 to Hartenstein. Josh Hart's going to be next up on the list. He's going to be right around 24 minutes as well. We're going to get Quickly in for 24 minutes as well. I mean, this is just, they just run out a lot of the same. If I go 20 minutes to Dante DiVincenzo, I feel like that's a minute too high. It kind of makes me want to go to 35 on Brunson. But I am just going to take 1 minute and hide it on Miles McBride. Now, rates. I'm just going to look at this year. I think that'll probably cover me. And it won't hurt to... we'll be able to look at props for this one. I don't think Barrett will be that big of a swing piece. Now, on the Milwaukee end, they have not been great so far. Check dunks and threes once again. Net rating for these teams. Knicks on dunks and threes. This is adjusted net rating. Knicks are at plus 0.6, 13th overall, 19th in offense, 10th in defense. Milwaukee, 7th and 16th, plus 2.2. No, Larry, that's a completely different equation. I should actually delete that column. What it's showing right now is going to be like wildly incorrect. On DraftKings right now, it's going to be pretty close to like 5x plus 15, but it's a different formula altogether now. All right, there we go. All right, let's look at Milwaukee. They are at full strength, so I don't think we're going to have too many changes to make to this rotation. Dame in for 35, Giannis in for 33, 22 to Connaughton, 30 to Beasley, 24, 25, 26 to Crowder. Yeah, I'm cool with this. It's probably too many minutes for Middleton. Beauchamp have an extra minute. Yeah, I don't really have much to change here for Milwaukee. This is a rotation that's not going to move around all that much. Same for rates. But we are going to take a look at the props because this game should have something a little bit more legitimate than that first one. This is a 730 or 740 tip, something like that. So 730, I'm guessing. NBA doesn't do that weird stuff. All right, Giannis's points prop is sitting at 26.5. I got him at 28 right now. Just take a notch off of that usage and be good to go. Dame's at 24.5. Maybe I need to take a minute off of Dame there. Takes him down to 26. I'm okay with it for right now. Brook Lopez at like 11. That's a little high too. Malik Beasley at about 9. I'm running a little high on the Bucks. We'll see what that ends up looking like. Let's look at the Knicks now, because everybody for the Knicks does have a points prop outside of Jalen or outside of RJ Barrett. So Brunson's at 23.5. I got him at 21.2. So I feel good there. Randall's at 18.5. Slight juice to the under. I got him at 20.6. Grimes at 6. Mitchell Robinson's at 6. So not too much else to look at. What were those usage rates? Did I not click the button? Apparently I didn't. Randall's been at 25 for the season. Brunson's at 27.7. I'll bring Randall down a notch too, and I'm going to call it for the Knicks for right now. So as we look at game 2, yeah, no matter how I was projecting Milwaukee, it's not jumping off the page. I don't mind Giannis for 10-8 power forward center, 1.57 fantasy points per minute in this game. There's nothing to be brokenhearted about there. Dame, fine. Brook Lopez, fine. No standout priorities. And then on the Knicks, $3,600 Hartenstein. I certainly don't hate the idea of going to him as a value option. Everybody else for the Knicks kind of looks similar, whether that's Barrett at 6,500, Mitchell Robinson at 5,500, Randall at 8,200, Brunson at 8,300. I probably like Brunson the most. That's tough. All right, where are we at? 703, 154 people in the door. Guys, I want to see more than 60 likes here, but I got a sneaky suspicion I'm going to see like 60 likes. So if you have not hit the like button yet, what are you waiting for? Oh, I'm accidentally playing a autoplay video. Why is this not letting me log into Stokastic? Go to my channel. View your channel. Yes. Oh, what did YouTube do? Why can't I see? Wow. The YouTube changed up their stuff. I was having trouble finding the live link on the back end in the studio. They like moved it around. Where are we at in likes? Am I going to be disappointed? 62. Blah. Awful. Awful, folks. Come on, help me out. Oh, you know what? I missed something too. We're going to take a break. Brief pause. Banner at the top of the screen. NBA Treat is the promo code. $4.99. Get our NBA lineup generator. Hit the link in the description to pick it up. If you're watching this, I think you're going to really enjoy the process. If you're like a one lineup person, this is the tool for you. If you just like to throw a bullet out there each night, this is the tool for you. $4.99. You get to see our projections and our optimal rates, generate chalky lineups, balanced lineups, contrarian lineups. You could lock a player or swap a player. Lineup's going to pop up on the screen. We already generated the lineups. We got rid of everything that stinks. Click save if you like it. Click discard if you don't. Another one will pop right back up. You could churn through a bunch if you want to. Use this tool, guys. Get better. Build better lineups right out of the gate with the NBA lineup generator. Again, NBA Treat is the promo code. All right, we're good. Had to get that one in. All right, game 3. Brooklyn Nets at the Chicago Bulls. 219 total in this one. Nets are 4-point underdogs. No Nick Claxton. No Cam Johnson. Q tag on Dennis Smith Jr. Q tag on Spencer Dinwiddie. Woof. Okay. Well, let's re-project this entire Brooklyn team, too. That should be fun. This really is like not... I thought a lot less guys would be on Q tags already, but here we are. So let's hope that Dinwiddie is not Din shitty tonight. Dinwiddie had left early on the 30th, missed the game on the 1st. Could be back today. We shall see. So let's look at Dinwiddie and go, what? 32? 31? I want to look at that rotation from the 27th. That was when they played without both of those guys. They lost by 5 to the Mavs that day. They started Dinwiddie, Cam Thomas, Bridges, Finney-Smith, and Simmons. I'm going to assume they do that again. So let's get Simmons in for 32. That seems about right to me. Dorian Finney-Smith in for 31. Bridges 34, 35, 35. And then Cam Thomas in that particular game had 30, started, played full starter run. It has been playing full starter run. We're going 33. It does make me feel like I'm a little bit lighter on Spencer Dinwiddie, but that might not be the worst thing in the world. So now we just got to fill out with the rest of these guys. Royce O'Neal seems pretty likely that dude's going to play 30 minutes. Aaron Sharp now seems pretty well set at 10. Need a sip. What else do we need? Lonnie Walker, I guess, right? Lonnie Walker going to play like 20 minutes? And then we go DSJ, like backup point guard run? Is that crazy? Am I... No, I think that's probably about right. And that's 9 guys. I'm going to roll with this. I'm going to give Day'Ron Sharp one more minute just because. Maybe I'll take one more. I'll give him 12. I'll give him 12. And then I just want to take a quick look at Brooklyn rates. Because I know like Mikal Bridges' usage rate is oddly low right now. But we want to make sure we get Cam Thomas at least mostly right. We'll look at props in a second, which may or may not exist. And then we'll go to Chicago. Bulls are easy here, I think. For the Bulls, Zach LaVine probable. Everybody else is the same. I probably don't have to change this rotation all that much. Kobe White, probably 31 minutes. That's interesting, I guess. Hopefully I don't get Kobe White. That's rarely a good time. Take that minute away from Javon Carter. 20 for Torrey Craig. Is that down a little bit? It is. Patrick Williams isn't, though. Yeah, I think we're fine here. Rates, too. Do we have props for the next side? We do. Okay. For Chicago, I'm not all that worried. LaVine, 25.5. Got it. DeRozan, 21. Got it. Vooch, 17. Close enough. Kobe White, 10.5. Good enough. All right. So let's look at some of these rates here for Brooklyn. Cam Thomas currently projected 23.5 points, as is Mikal Bridges. So I do think that is mildly telling. I'm going to bump Bridges up to 24% usage. That takes him close enough to where I feel better. And then I'm going to go to like 26 on Cam Thomas, 28 on Cam Thomas, 29 on Cam Thomas. That'll work. That will work. Dorian Finney-Smith at 10.5. That's fine. Ben Simmons at about 8 and change. 9.4 will work. I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this right now. So what do we see here for Chicago? Okay, $7,400 Zach LaVine looks really good. Shooting guard, small forward. Really good. He's only been at 0.95 so far this season. I got him at 1.16 in this game. But I think that's going to look good by the end. You know, I don't like Patrick Williams as a value play, and he's been bad, but it's there. 7,500 for Vooch looks fine. 7,300 for DeRozan looks fine. I think you just kind of want one of those big three. I really do. And then on the Brooklyn end, $7,200 Cam Thomas is probably the guy you're going to the most. Won't feel good. I don't mind Dinwiddie if he's in at 6,400. But there are no priorities from Brooklyn. So we keep it moving. Game 4. Washington Wizards, 9.5 point dogs in Miami, 226 total. I really don't like this Wizards team. Gafford questionable, Kispert questionable. So we're projecting everybody in, which honestly is a pretty easy exercise at this point for Washington, including for the rates. I don't have to make any changes there. Tyus Jones, 27 minutes. Let's then get Jordan Poole in for 33. Kyle Kuzma in for 33. Going to assume Daniel Gafford plays. We'll give him, I don't know, 26. Kobe White going as Killian Hayes for Halloween. That's good. That's good. Let's get Denny in for 26. This team sucks, man. It's really not fun to talk about. Kispert probably playing like 24 minutes if he's in. We got to get Landry Shamit's now available, so add another garbage body to a garbage team. Koulibaly played a lot more minutes in these two games with Daniel Gafford out. I don't know what that ends up looking like, but I'm going 22 to Koulibaly. We're going to get DeLon Wright out there for 18, 8. So I can go 16-16 to these final two guys. Let's go 16 to Gallo. I'm going to go 10 to Muscala. 10 to Johnny Davis. 6 to Johnny Davis. That works. I mean, this team stinks. They really stink. This is a 226 total against Miami. If you ever wanted to know, like, how bad Washington's defense is, that should be telling. We get up to 100 likes yet? I see 180 people in here. We're at 80. Come on, guys. 20 more. If you're here, do it. Why not? All right. For Miami, Bam available. Highsmith available. Jaquez available. Love available. No Caleb Martin. Otherwise, we're good to go. Full strength Miami team outside of Caleb Martin. So, 30 minutes to Kyle Lowry. Yes. 37 to Tyler Hero. Yes. 32 to Jimmy Butler. No. 33. Get Highsmith and Jovic's minutes out of there. 33 to Bam. 15 to Thomas Bryant. Yes. We're going to get Kevin Love in for his 22. We got Duncan Robinson in for his 22. We got Jaime Jaquez in for 24. That number needs to come down. That's going to become, 16? That leaves me 8 more minutes to go to, I'm going to say Haywood Highsmith. Rates I don't have to change because the three offensive juggernauts are in. Same for Washington. So this one actually should be pretty easy. Not a lot to dig into here. So for Miami, I got Tyler Hero projected for 24, his props 23. I got Bam at 20. He's at 19.5. I got Butler at 21.8. He's at 19.5. Juice to the over. Nope, juice to the under. Okay, might have to take a minute away from Butler there. Love is 7.5. I think I'm fine there. And then that's the same thing for Kyle Lowry. Kevin Love looks all right for 4,300. Power forward center. But the best guy that you can get to from Miami is definitely Tyler Hero. Point guard, shooting guard, 8,100. Just doing a little bit more than everybody else. Bam's fine at center. Jimmy Butler's fine at 8,400. But if you're picking one dude here, it's Hero. On the Wiz side, I got Kuzma at 20 points. His props at 21.5. Interesting. Pools is at 18.5. Which is very interesting. Do I need to discount some? Are they not a believer in his efficiency coming around? So far this season, Kyle Kuzma, 31% usage rate, and Jordan Poole is at basically 31. However, it's 48% true shooting for Jordan Poole thus far. Not great. Not great. Gafford as a value option is the guy that I have my eye on. If I'm going to one of the Wizards, though, it would be Kyle Kuzma. Don't sleep on Bilal Coulibaly, but on a 7-gamer, probably a little bit too far down the beaten path. CG, glad you're here, man. All right, let's go to what should have been the game to watch today. Golden State in OKC, 229 total, but Warriors are 5.5-point favorites here because, unfortunately, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is out for this one. Jalen Williams with a Y is questionable. He might be making his way back. On the Golden State side, they don't have anybody out. So Golden State's at full strength, and it's OKC, unfortunately, catching this game without Shai. Really sucks. Really, really, really sucks. Draymond got up to 27 minutes 2 nights ago, so I see no reason to not be projecting him for 28, which does have some knock-on effects. I think we can bring Kevon Looney down to 24 now. We got Chris Paul in for 27. I feel good there. 33 for Steph. I feel good there. 33 for Clay. I feel good there. Actually, we can make that 32 for Clay. Moses Moody can certainly take a little bit of a discount here in minutes. Get him to 16. Gary Payton, I could bump him up a little bit. I think Saric's minutes are going to start to get a little trickier. And then at some point in time, I assume Andrew Wiggins wakes up. It would be nice, at least. It would be very nice. Steph's points prop is at 29.5. That's where I got him. Clay's at 18.5. I got 19. Wiggins is at 12.5. That is an embarrassment. Knock him back a little bit. Maybe I'll take a minute off of him too. Throw that one onto Saric. I don't know what's up with Wiggins, man. Damn. Rest of this feels fine. Now we got to project OKC without Shea. Now, I assume something is about to pop big time with no Shea Gilgeous-Alexander on the floor. So let's go on a bit of a journey to find out what does this team look like without Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, first we want to think about starting lineup. So we know we're going to get Dort, Giddey, Jalen Williams, and Chet. The question then becomes, who ends up being the fifth starter for OKC? In my mind, it's Isaiah Joe. I think that it could very easily be Cason Wallace. But this seems like it's Isaiah Joe. All right, so let's get Chet in first for 30. And then we're going to get Jalen Williams in for 33. I'm going to get Dort in for 31. Giddey in for 32. And then I think we go to Isaiah Joe. But I'm only going to go 26 because he does not have to close. He doesn't have to, they're wide open for spot 5, depending on how the game is going. Man, I think they're going to give Cason Wallace a bigger bite at the apple here, I think. Let's go, since there's just going to be more guard minutes to go around. I'm going to get Cason Wallace to 22. We got to get, at least for right now, we got to get Ousmane Dieng out there for something like 16. Now, if Jalen Williams with a Y plays, that becomes pretty interesting. I'm going to give him his minutes since he's projected in. Probably not a bad idea to get the adult in the room and have Micic play. You know, get a 29-year-old out there with all these children. What else here? Who are we missing? I guess Aaron Wiggins is probably going to get in there for like 16. And then final dude, I'm going to go Micic. Could be there. I mean, there's a lot of different options here. Yeah, I'm going to go Micic. Oh, no, I have 20 minutes left over. Okay, I got to bump some dudes. So we're going to go 33 to Giddey, 32 to Dort, 34 to Jalen Williams. That takes me to 17. I'm going to go another minute to Cason Wallace. I feel a lot better about 26 plus out of Isaiah Joe, honestly. I'm going to throw 8 onto Micic and 8 onto Lindy Waters. I don't really trust much of this. And really, that part's not what we're looking for. But what we need to do now is pull rates. So I'm pulling up all of the rates from Oklahoma City from last year and this year, I guess, technically, but that won't really apply. First, I just want to look at games where Shea did not play. And then I'm going to say that I want... The real problem here is going to be what Chet becomes. And I'm hoping that it just doesn't matter too much. So let's get Dort, Giddey, Jalen Williams. And I'm going to say I want all three of those guys to have played in that game. How many games did they play like that last year? Dort, Giddey, Williams in, Shea out. 10. They played 10 games like that. If I drop that requirement to 2 of 3, I bet the number is a little bit bigger. All right, we get the 13 there. I'm going to use that. So, Josh, and remember, then we're going to look at props. Dort, 23% usage rate in this run with no SGA. I'm going to go to 22. Jalen Williams played the second most amount of minutes. He is at just shy of 24 usage rate. I'm going to take him to 23. Giddey jumps to 26.5. I'm going to go to 26. And then I kind of just need to like figure out what Chet is. So far this season for Chet, we're looking at a usage rate of 19.5. I think you got to go to like 20.5 by default. So that's a decent start. We definitely need to look at assist rates as well. We see the assist rate for Josh Giddey take a pretty sizable bump. We see the assist rate for Jalen Williams take a pretty sizable bump. This is not where Lou Dort starts to play along. Does anything change for rebounding? Dort, no. Jalen Williams, worse, honestly. Giddey, a little bit worse. No, Giddey, basically the same. Okay. I'm going to say that I got OKC for right now. Let's take a look and see if there's props out there and find out where we stand. There are props out there for the 4 dudes that matter. So let's see how we did evaluating projections blindly by taking a look at props. First prop up, points, Jalen Williams, 19.5 is the prop. Neutral juice, I got him at 19.6. Bang. First one down. Josh Giddey, 17.5 is the prop. Slight juice to the under. I got him at 18.8. I am going to take one notch, and I think that makes some sense because you would expect Giddey to score a little bit less now because Chet's here. Chet last year was JRE and Jalen Williams with a Y and Kenrich Williams and those sorts of dudes. They have so many Williamses. So I feel a little bit better knocking Giddey down. That gets him to 18. I don't mind being slightly over. Chet Holmgren, 15.5, juice to the under. I got him at 15.7. Perfect. Dort, 13.5. Okay, Dort's the first one that's different. I'm 3 points heavy on Dort. Now, if I remember correctly, his shooting rates get like way worse when SGA is off. So if I just look at his 2-point percentage, he shot 46.5% from 2 last year in this situation. So that's where I have him. I got his 3-point percentage right as well. So yeah, maybe this is just a reduction in Dort's usage rate with the assumption that Chet is here. So I'm going to knock him down to 20. Dort so far this season, okay. Probably, I'm guessing no one noticed this. Lou Dort this season, in 5 games, has a 14.5% usage rate. That is quite a bit lower than I would have ever guessed. So that's going to be OKC. What do they look like? Really? They handled the pricing. Huh. Here I was thinking we were about to enact all sorts of value, but it's really one person. Jalen Williams is the dude we're looking for here. Does he have a rebounds prop? Jalen Williams rebounds prop is 4.5, heavily juiced to the over. I have him at 5.3. Love it. Jalen Williams assist prop is at 4.5, heavily juiced to the over. I got him at 4.8. I like it. $6,500 Jalen Williams is probably the best play we've seen on any one of these teams so far. Isaiah Joe is a $4,200 small forward. Come on, DraftKings. Giddey is at 8,400. Certainly viable, but not as interesting as I thought he was going to be. Similarly, 5,600 for Dort. Man, they didn't really give us the value we were looking for here. Chet's fine too. But yeah, it's Jalen Williams by a mile. What do we see on Golden State? Nothing. Steph at 10-1, I guess. Ugly game. Man, thanks a lot, DK. This was supposed to be good. It's not. We get to Dallas, Denver. Nuggets are 7-point favorites at home, 226 total. Q-tag on Kyrie, Q-tag on Maxey. Jokic is probable, Murray's probable, as is Christian Brown. So I guess we're projecting Dallas with everybody in, and we're Okay, so the good news is Golden State, OKC, Dallas, Denver, and Memphis, Portland are... Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. Dallas, Denver, and Memphis, Portland are the 10 o'clock games. So at least you have 2 games to swap off of Kyrie. That's not so bad then. And if you get him in like a guard spot late, then you could very easily get Murray, Desmond Bane, something else. I got coffee all over my face. Okay. Well, let's project out Dallas, assuming that Kyrie is playing. So we're going to go 37 to Luka. We're going to go 36 to Kyrie. We're going to go Derek Jones Jr. Wow, they really ramped Derek Jones Jr.'s minutes up with no Kyrie. Not sure how that works or how we should look into that. We'll go 20. Derek Jones Jr. No, we'll go 22. We'll get Grant Williams in for 31. We'll get Derek Lively in for... Oh, my God. So they want to play him 30 minutes. They just can't sometimes? Is that... I'm going 28. That's the most likely scenario. We're going to get 24 out of Maxi Kleba if we can. Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to pop in immediately for 28. Josh Green is going to immediately pop in for 28. That leaves me 6 minutes left over. I'm going to throw those on Dwight Powell. I don't think we're missing anybody else here. I mean, it could be Seth Curry or XYZ, but I'm okay with this. I assume we don't have a Kyrie Irving points prop. That would be weird. Did we get to 100 likes yet? 95. Folks, what are we waiting for here? 7:30. Do I got to start doing giveaways so that you guys like this video? Yeah, Luka's points prop is at 31.5. So I'm kind of cool with where I'm at. Let's just take a look at Dallas quickly for the year. What, did Kyrie play 2 games? Yeah. I think I'm okay with what I have in here right now. We'll take a look at it props-wise. Actually, was Kyrie the only prop? Or was Luka the only prop? Yeah, he was. I have a sneaky suspicion Derek Lively might look good, but I just don't know what the price is going to be. On the Denver side, this is full-strength Denver. I don't think I have a single change that I want to make here. Reggie Jackson's minutes are coming down slightly. Christian Brown's are right where they need to be. Peyton Watson right where they need to be. I'm just going to throw that extra 2 minutes on the Strother, but I have no changes here for Denver. So as we look at the Nugs, 26 points is where I have Jokic. That's where his prop is. I got Murray at 21.3. He's at 20.5. Porter Jr. at 13.5. I have 15. Okay. Aaron Gordon's at 12.5. I got 14. Okay. I can handle those things. KCP 10, 12. Yeah. All right. That's fine. Everybody for Denver looks the same way they normally do. You want to pick Jokic, Porter, KCP, Murray, Gordon. Every single one of those guys can just get put into a lineup if you want to. They all work at whatever position you want. And then on the Dallas side, if everybody's in and you think that Derek Lively can get to the 30 minutes, sure. Maxey for 3,400 is, if he's in, is like a really nice value play. That will become Derek Jones Jr. if Maxey gets ruled out. 13K for Luka? Yo. That is a big, big number for someone who doesn't have more than one eligibility. Why Luka isn't point guard, small forward, man, that is a real high-level loaded bullshit. But if you're going anywhere here, it's Luka. And then for value, it's one of Kleba or Lively. Weird game. Now we close it out. Late night hammer to the face. The fully defeated Memphis Grizzlies, 2.5-point favorites in Portland, 218 total. For this one, Santi Aldama doubtful, no Derrick Rose, but Aldama starting to come back is really helpful. On the Portland side, Scoot is out. Shaden Sharp is probable, and we know there's no Anthony Simons. I assume Portland has a bunch of value. So if we have no Scoot, that I'm guessing matters. So I'm going to leave Ayton's minutes alone and Jeremy Grant's minutes alone and Shaden Sharp's minutes alone. Not Brogdon about to play like high-level big minutes here. Pete, are you kidding? Pete, Portland's the worst team in basketball? If at least the worst team in the West. Yeah, Larry, I'll take a 15-game Wednesday slate to have Tuesday off. So I'm not brokenhearted about that one. All right, so we need to think this. So Shaden Sharp's got to be in for 38 minutes here. Ayton, I think we make work. Did they go to OT? No. I think 30 is going to hold for Ayton. Maybe I go 31. Then 20 for Robert Williams. Feels about right. 34 for Jeremy Grant. Yeah, I think we bump that up too to 35. Are we getting Malcolm Brogdon starting and just playing because he has to? I'm going to go 30 to Brogdon. I don't want to go too high here. And then we're going to get Thibault out there doing Matisse Thibault stuff for, 18 minutes. Tumani Kamara is definitely the guy that's been getting a bit of a bump here. I think we can go to like 26. Jabari Walker's probably going to get something like 14. Skylar Mays is absolutely playing real minutes today. Let's go 16. I have 12 left over for somebody. Is Chris Murray going to get some run here? Maybe. Matthew, that's not true. They played together earlier in the season. I guess I'm going to throw these final minutes onto Chris Murray. But there are definitely guys that might need a bump here. Let's look at the Memphis side. Right. I'm guessing we don't have too much to worry about here, actually. I got 33 minutes in for Smart. That feels fine. 34 for Bane. Sure. Triple J in for 32. Good. Zaire Williams, probably fine at 30. Tillman, probably go to like 29. Jake LaRavia's minutes are slowly but surely becoming nothing. 23 minutes to Conchar. That needs to come down quite a bit. Got 19 for Kennard as well. That can go up to 21. I've got 19 minutes left. Roddy at 23, I'm okay with. Memphis got steamrolled in that last one, so maybe it is just LaRavia. They really need bodies back. I guess we're going to get Gilliard playing a little bit here. Maybe we give him some backup run. So we go 10 Gilliard, 9 LaRavia. Those guys aren't going to matter. Those rates definitely don't need to change. That I'm not worried about. So let's look at these guys. Memphis up first. Nobody looking good. Tough. This is a real tough slate, guys. Be ready for this, man. Really tough slate. Shaden, nope. Desmond Bane, 25.5 points. I got him at 26. Perfect. Jaren Jackson at 20.5. Perfect. Marcus Smart at 14.5. I got 15. Perfect. Zaire at 9.5. At 10.7. Perfect. Tillman, 9.5. I got 10. Perfect. Bang. Memphis, easy. Portland, less easy. So, lots of value on Portland. This is the team we're going to heavily. Shaden Sharp, 22.5 points. I got 21.9. Perfect. Grant at 20.5. Probably need to give Jeremy Grant the slight usage bump. So let's get him up to 23.5. That'll feel a little bit better. And then Ayton, 12.5 juice to the over. I've got 12.5. Okay. Perfect. They don't have one up for Brogdon yet, but if you're assuming he's playing 30 minutes, this isn't going to be a tough sell. It's the value that we need to worry about. Tumani Kamara, $3,700 small forward, power forward. Love it. Not to mention, I like just soaking up later exposure. I will happily play a ton of Shaden Sharp, a ton of Malcolm Brogdon. I'll play a lot of $6,400 Jeremy Grant. I like DeAndre Ayton today. This is the best team we looked at. And it's the last team on the slate. That's where we stand, man. We are through 7 games for the first day of the in-season tournament. Let's take a look and see what these crunches look like. I don't have a great feel. But I am liking Tumani Kamara for today, that's for sure. Probably have him a little over-projected, but $3,700 small forward, power forward with all these bodies out for Portland, and they like him, and he's playing those kinds of minutes. It might not be fun, but it's certainly viable. This crunch should be interesting. All right, here we go. First one up is going to be DraftKings. I don't have a great feel for what we're going to see here other than Portland being heavily represented. A lot of news, though, that it's going to change this slate later today. Open up some value. All right, 272.6. Optimal lineup by 0.8. Brogdon, Levine, Kamara, Love, Vooch, Shaden Sharp, Jalen Williams, Jeremy Grant. None of that's really surprising to me, and I don't like... That'll change because of news, but like those guys are good plays. for sure. If I run 50, what's the core? Jalen Williams is in all of them. Kamara is in 49. Levine and Sharp are both in 47. Brogdon and Grant are in 38 and 37. And then it falls off. So, yeah, very big Portland core so far today. If we add the randomness in, that'll tell the tale. 150 lineups, 100% randomness. Here we go. Kamara, Sharp, Williams, Levine, Brogdon, Grant, Vooch, Bruce Brown. So that's the first name that we were waiting for. Darius Garland. That's very interesting. Metro Boom. That link is going to be in the description of this video. Weird slate. Oklahoma City not having value with Shea out is really, really annoying. Then we go to the FanDuel side. Let's close this one out. Let me grab the FanDuel projections. Boom. Almost boom, at least. All right, FanDuel. We have optimal lineups. You tell me we're still not at 100? Yeah, okay, we are. 314.6. Optimal lineup by 0.01. Josh Giddey, Darius Garland, Zach LaVine, Jalen Williams, Desmond Bane, Shaden Sharp, Jeremy Grant, Tamani Kamara, Xavier Tillman. If you want to change that lineup ever so slightly, you can do that by going LaVine Tillman to Hero Brook Lopez. If we do no randomness for the first 50 lineups, Jeremy Grant not in all of them. Shaden Sharp in, nobody in all 50. Sharp in 49, Jalen Williams in 49, Grant in 48. Then you drop down to the 30s of Kamara, Bane, Giddey, and Garland. Garland going to be really important news. Glad we get that early enough. Let's throw on 100. Let's throw on 100% randomness and see what we get. I think it makes some sense that Shaden Sharp is like near the top here, but Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, FanDuel, 4,800, much better price. Bane, FanDuel, 8,100, much better price. Shaden Sharp and Jeremy Grant. Darius Garland's going to be interesting. Tumani Kamara is going to be a very viable value option. That's going to be it. I think we're done here, folks. We finished off the work week. Banner at the top of the screen, NBA treat. Contenders videos coming out in a bit. Prize picks video coming out in a bit. Strategy show at 10 o'clock with Adam. Deeper dive tonight, 5 p.m. with Adam. Thanks for being here, guys. Fun week. Larry, I'm feeling a lot better right now. I'm going to keep the fluids up. More Gatorade. The electrolyte Gatorade. Another emergency. Keep the vitamins high. We'll be good to go. Guys, enjoy yourself today. Good luck tonight. Have a good weekend. Have some fun. Be safe. You know where we're going to be. Monday morning, bright and early, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. Everybody, this was The Process.